Hi there, thanks for joining me. My name is Amanda and I'm the Director of Education for Pilates Instructor Academy. And in this video, I'm going to be leading you through a couple of exercises that you can do for the side of your waist, core stabilization, and for the side of your thigh. So grab your mat and hop on down to the mat. We're going to start in a side lying position with the knees bent in a comfortable position. So not too far forward, not all the way back. What I like to do is put my feet, my buns, and my back against the back edge of my mat. All the way down onto your bottom arm as a little head cushion and lift your bottom set of ribs up off the mat by pushing your top hip long. What I mean by that is that a lot of times when we think about lifting up our bottom set of ribs, we use our top shoulder to pull it up. But don't do that. Think about reaching that top hip so that you stack your hips one over the other. Your abdominal wall is nice and strong here. Like if somebody were going to try to push you over, you wouldn't move at all. So everything's nice and strong. We're going to start with true hip abduction, just lifting the leg up and down using the side of the hip. The small gluteal muscles, gluteus minimus and gluteus medius. Abdominal wall stays strong and you stay lifted off of your rib cage on that bottom side. Your head is light on your arm, but you are resting it down. Now the next time you get the leg up there, hold it up there. You're going to take that top knee and touch it down, the foot goes up. So knee down, foot up, and then foot down, knee up. So now we've switched from true hip abduction to internal and external rotation at the hip joint, moving to the deep 6 rotators underneath your glutes. The piriformis is the one that we all think about most often, but there are 5 others. Now on this next one, you're going to keep the knee down, foot up, so you're in internal rotation, and we're going to go back to that hip abduction exercise. So with the leg angled in this internal rotation, you're just going to lower and lift the knee. You're not going into any internal or external rotation beyond this. Now the next one we're going to do is as you lift up, you're also going to extend the leg back behind. So you're still in internal rotation, but now you've moved the leg backward into hip extension as well. So reach and down, reach and down. Your knee is always kind of looking down at the floor. Ribs are off the mat. Hip is lengthened away, so you have that nice long side of your waist, breathing in a way that makes sense for you. Now hold the leg back there, come out of the internal rotation. So now your knee is looking straight ahead and you're gonna drop the leg down so that your calf touches your bottom foot and then lift up again. Trying to keep the side of the waist still, the hip lengthened. Now hold it halfway up and you're gonna swing that leg forward and back, forward and back. So from the bottom foot to the bottom knee, that's your range of motion. And now hold it forward and you're going to touch down knee to knee and to the ceiling. Knee to knee and to the ceiling. You should really be feeling those side glute stabilizers. They're important muscles during gait or walking. And bring it down, bend the knee, and pull the legs in for a little stretch through the side of the hip there. Now you're going to bring the legs back and come up onto your elbow on the bottom side. Your ribs are lifted up. Your top arm can be wherever you'd like it to be, whatever makes you happy today. You're going to lift up through the bottom hip so you're no longer on the mat, and then touch back down. Lift up, touch down. Side of the waist doing the work here. So think about lifting from that bottom set of ribs. The bottom set of abs. The head just follows the rest of the neck, so you don't want to let it flop down or try to hold it up. And on the next one, we're going to stay up. We're going to take the arm up, lift higher, halfway down. Lift higher, halfway down. Continue to push strong through the bottom armpit down into the elbow that's on the mat. Now hold it up, bring the arm down, and lift and lower that leg in the first abduction exercise that we did. And this shall finish up this side. Lower it down and give me a little stretch. And then we'll switch to the other side. So flip around. Your feet, your hips, and your spine are all in alignment against the back of your mat. Head resting down, ribs are off the mat. The very first exercise we do is hip abduction. So lift and lower that leg. Always paying attention to what's going on with your spine, your core, your deep core stabilizers are keeping you from sagging into the mat. You're resting your head. You're not pressing hard, but you are resting it down. Hold it up. We're going to go knee up, knee down, foot up, and then switch. Going in to the rotators. Abdominal wall is strong. If somebody tried to push you over from the back or from the front, you wouldn't go anywhere. Hold it with the knee down, the foot up. We're in internal rotation, and we go back to our hip abduction, lifting and lowering that leg from the hip joint in that internally rotated position. Ribs are still off the mat. Abdominal wall is strong. Shoulders not even involved. Now we take that leg and extend it back and then bring it forward. Extend it back and bring it forward. So your leg is going slightly up, slightly back, but still turned down. So your knee is looking towards the floor. Next time you get it back there, come out of the internal rotation. Now your knee is looking straight ahead, and we go down so that the calf touches the bottom foot. Down and up. Staying nice and strong at the side of the waist so you don't feel a lot of movement in your spine with the action of your leg. Now take it up and hold it up. We're going to bring it forward and back. So from the bottom leg, foot to knee. That's our range of motion. Bring it forward, hold it forward, knee to knee. Back to our abduction, but now slightly forward with that long lever leg. You should probably be feeling the side of your hip. One more. Bring it in. Pull those legs in for just a little relief. And then we're going to go into our side flexion work. So you'll come up onto your elbow, your hip is touching down. Feet, knees in alignment with the hips. Lift up. Lower down. So we're just barely tapping that hip down onto the mat before we come right back up again. You're staying strong at that bottom armpit. So think about pushing the armpit or the elbow down into the mat using the armpit. Now take it up and hold it up and add the arms. So we lift and lower, starting from an elevated position and going even higher, using the side of the waist to get the work done. Nice and strong through that bottom arm. Now bring it back to a more neutral position. The arm comes down and we lift and lower that top leg. Back to our first hip abduction exercise that we did at the very beginning of the series. Bring it down, have a seat, and a nice big stretch for the side of the waist. Thanks for joining me.